1-1 scores, more draws, is BTG with 7.
Yeah, very true, very true. All right, so the battle of draws, if you will. The two teams that are so good at facing other teams and play 1-1. Yeah. Let's see what the ultimate result is going to be here.
As you can see, the stat difference very much leading in favor of BTG, but if we go by how well they faced each other in the first rotation, guess what the score was, Kendrick?
I guess it's a 1-1.
It was a 1-1 as we sit. So these two teams potentially even here, as we're seeing RPG taking us to Cursed Hollow only for the 3rd time this phase.
I'm loving it. And you know what? The purple flavor, it fits their logo so well, going all purple, violet, and pink. And as such, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cursed Hollow, a battleground that we have almost forgotten about here in HGC China. As Tetra said, only played 3 times in the entirety of the phase. So that's a lot of games where Cursed Hollow was completely ignored. So let's see what RPG has prepared here, because if I recall correctly, they were the ones picking it in the first place, so they better have a little something for us.
And they're going to start off by banning out the Medivh. We know they can play it, but I also believe that BTG can play it. It's a very sensible ban, but an immediate Hanzo pickup by BTG.
Yeah, Hanzo, of course, providing the vision, providing the long-distance poke. Also, of course, due to the sheer size of the map, you can have tremendous value from the Dragon's Arrow, especially when it comes for boss fighting, which is definitely going to be something to be on the lookout for, because 2 bosses means more chances for these infamous China platform brawls, if you will. So as such, it wouldn't even surprise me to see a false set maybe on either side, simply due to the fact that the Mighty Gust and his global presence are so good.
As we see the Garrosh and Genji coming in here, all ready for RPG.
Yeah, an early GG here already. Yeah. Garrosh, Genji, I like it.
That is very true. So what are we going to see with this Hanzo, with Malfurion and Stukov both available? Those are potential different... usually we will see a support in the first rotation. We have seen that vary in some cases, including in the open division, and no support comp, which was interesting. So, BTG, what do we see? Global's still important on this map as well. We may even see Falstad get prioritized by one of these teams.
Yeah, and the thing is, of course, Cursed Hollow, you know, it has a couple of specialities here. A couple of heroes that unfold most of their value on Cursed Hollow in particular. We need to talk about Abathur in that regard. It could be a fantastic buddy for the Genji whenever he tries to go in deep. The defensive stats and the extra damage that Abathur provides to the Genji can actually help him get those resets on Swift Strike. So whether that's going to be a hero they want to focus on remains to be seen. Already, the Sonya is a strong statement. She's a very strong pusher, so she can take mercenary camps quite handsomely herself as well. So there's now another hero that could maybe become an option for RPG, and that is Greymane, for several reasons. A, Timeless plays the hero a lot and usually plays him very, very well. And 2, he is just like a mirror image of Sonya, if you will. Good at clearing mercenary camps and a strong laner too.
Exactly. And there goes the Stukov, banned out with Malfurion already on the board, banned out the 2nd highest priority support. Nice and easy. So, what are we going to see? Probably an Uther for RPG, if I had to guess. Got to get that Divine Shield Genji going.
I would say so as well. I think if there's one thing that the team has shown us here in HGC China, it is the fact that Genji Uther is still a thing. You can never discount the threat that gets delivered by these two heroes together in unison. And
what else could they run with it? We already mentioned solo laners, Malthael.
Yeah, I would like to see Greymane here, to be honest. I think Greymane could be nice.
Well, would be great.
Maybe
Greymane and Greymane Genji, Triple G.
Triple G? Oh!
Did you mention Abathur just then? Because I had forgotten about him.
Yeah, Abathur, and then put the Greymane next to it. You have 2 splendid copy targets with the Grey. Okay. I mean, that could still be your last pick, Abathur. I like it.
Yes, they could. Double tank. Garrosh is a pretty good target for shield build Abathur, or even symbiote build Abathur.
Yeah, and then I saw a couple of our beloved chat members bringing up another name that could have some value here, the Dehaka. But similar to Korea, in which, you know, Dehaka has fallen off meta with the exception of Ballistics, who still have Jongha, who plays it a lot. I think Dahaka has kind of vanished in China. He's nowhere to be found right now. Maybe he's on holiday, we don't know. But I agree. I think Dahaka is a hero that deserves his place and that should be respected a little bit more.
He's still picked every now and again, just a little bit more rarely. Here is the Falstad global potential. We already mentioned it.
Yep.
Coming into the map. The Arthas is a little bit stranger, but makes sense since you're against a Grey main. But it is as a solo tank along with Sonya as the Bruiser with no extra mobility added in at all. It is a little bit less usual. And there, of course, as perfectly predicted by the Kendrick, we have the Abathur.
Now, the real question is, Tetcher, if I can predict it, then so can their opponents beyond the game as well, right? So I think they were fully expecting the Abathur. They were picking Falstad for that matter, because Falstad, not only is he a good Abathur hunter if, you know, the feisty little slug gets too brave and too overzealous and goes in too deep in lane, but also due to the global pressure, he can actually cause a lot of commotion here for Abathur. He can even support the mercenary push a little bit more during the first tribute or the second tribute. Abathur can't really join the team with his body, so he's going to have to try and support and defend the lanes in the meantime. And if Falstad just decides to ignore the tribute altogether, and if then they just stall enough time for the mercenaries to deal a lot of damage, other teams can oftentimes find themselves in a lot of trouble. And let's see if the Mule gets picked up at 7 to maybe then make up for some of the damage they took earlier onto those structures.
Yeah, unless they don't go Mule. Who knows? Needle Spine all the way. Get that poke in, try and deny the channel on the turn-ins even a little more. But I also lean to Mule because I like utility things. So, either way, that is one of the best Abathur comps we could hope for. Let's see if RPG can pull it off. I have hope as we are loading into game number 1 of our final series of the day. On the left-hand side, it is going to be RPG rocket-propelled grenade with Chicken on Greymane, MJ on Uther, Sar on Genji, C on Garrosh, and Timeless bringing out the Abathur.
All right, so that's already one thing that could work out. Timeless at least can't go super crazy this time. He can't die that much. Anyways, their opponents here beyond the game with 619 on that Arthas. We have LK on Falstad. Druid is on the Malfurion. I think Lai is playing the Hanzo, or is it Dancing? No, Lai's on the Sonya. There we go. And Dancing on the Hanzo. Now we've got them all.
Yeah, so no super sneaky role swaps here. We're starting off with a shield build on Abathur, probably the best synergy with Garrosh, and Silver Touch coming in for Uther this time. Going to be the Greymane. That is going to be the Greymane Genji special.
All right, so we once again have a clash of play styles. We have full-blown aggression for RPG, whereas we have quite a lot of disengage with Dragon's Arrow, Mighty Gust, and Arthas trying to protect the backline for beyond the game. So the almost perfect defense against a strong offense here, and I love when we have two philosophies facing each other in the battle. Already Falstad flew down to the bottom. Abathur, of course, has the ability to double soak, so I think he was using, or he will be using his body to a certain extent in the bottom lane and use the hat soak in top lane. Now already we see an interruption on the rotations here for RPG. A very aggressive start, but yet they failed to get a kill. Now they need to make sure to get the top lane in time so they won't miss any minions. Oh, never mind. They're not doing it. They're... What? Looks like Abathur has it all in check. Let's see. Symbiote.
Symbiote on the tower.
Yep.
One.
Needs to be done. Okay, Saz here.
One. Okay, so I got there just in time.
That would have been a huge minion wave if they had missed that. Holy schmoly.
Managed to get a big old group up. Nicely done here. But they've moved back into lanes, and Genji appears to just be dancing in and out of the lane. He's actually going to scout the Bruiser camp. No, he's not going to scout the Bruiser camp. He's just going to dance around the jungle, see if anyone is rotating here.
He just wanted to make sure that everything is still in its place on Curse Hollow because he hasn't played the map for so long. Just scouting the perimeter a little bit.
As we see RPG trying to play aggressively, but failing. BTG are playing very safely and avoiding any kind of early confrontation when they can. But RPG looking to try and force the issue. However, they are very, very outnumbered here, so this would be an unwise strategy.
Yeah. With an Abathur lacking the body to really, help invading those camps, I think it would be a very foolish attempt for RPG to really fully commit to it. Already, as we can see here, the Siege Giant camp applying quite a lot of pressure themselves. In the meantime, we could also see the Night camp for RPG dealing a little bit of damage into the middle lane. But of course, Abathur will potentially have the Mule at level 7. So let's see if they can bring back the bottom lane to get help. It's actually mind-blowing to me that no one has actually been going there. Only now is Sa on the Genji moving there towards the Siege Giants. Let's see if they can actually make anything happen, or if Falstead successfully defends the Mercenaries.
MJ takes a scatter arrow to the side of the body to a little bit of damage. Nothing super unhealable at this point, especially seeing as he heals when he heals his allies. Stealing that feature from Tyrande, as we see C continuing to work down.
If you take a look at the overall experience lead, things are starting to get a little out of control against RPG.
Yep, very much so. They finally move up. They are even on talents, so as such, they're moving in, trying to make something happen here. And this is something you don't want to happen as an Abathur composition here.
Nope.
Falling this far behind early on. In fact, you want to get ahead here. Who's going to be the next one to interrupt? It's going to be Uther. Sa potentially jumping over a little bit early then. If Uther was the one who was interrupting. Good Swift Strike right before the root hit. Nicely done by Sa.
Yeah, and let's see if they can actually come back from this deficit. LK, he doesn't even mind. He doesn't even bother helping his teammates when it comes to brawling and skirmishing around that first tribute. Now, RPG needs to win this fight, or at least stall enough time for Abathur to do the double soaking if they want to come back here and experience. But MJ already out of mana, out of health. Bye-bye, says Uther. Sa deflecting a whole lot of damage. Does he have the Swift Strike to escape? Hanzo, no. The older Braza is reigning supreme this time.
Dancing with a nice Stormbow. Chicken is actually able to find a way out. Pulls his way back. Nice and sneaky. I like it. But even with the continued interrupts from Garrosh, Arthas will certainly eventually be able to pick this up. And that's going to be the first tribute of the game. Going over to BTG. They now have a level and a talent lead.
Right, C is trying to stay here and keep up the soak. Now, Abathur compositions, they normally struggle a little bit in the early game, regardless of what they do. Like, unless you have the picture-perfect start and you manage to catch several enemies at the same time, you're normally bound to fall behind a little bit. The question is, how much damage are you going to take while doing so, right? If they fall behind by a level, but they don't take much structural damage, it's going to be just fine. Now, 619, I'm not sure if that is the target you want to toss into your teammates. So you got to be a little bit careful here. Arthas is a scary foe, just like Hanzo. Look at that last second heal preventing the bullseye kill. Chicken trying to go in here again. RPG, they're taking so much. What was Genji doing? He was trying to go for his brother. Okay.
C ate like every scatter arrow there, which is why he was dropped so low at that point. But he is now able to port back. Abathur, no Mule, no Needle Spine. The networked Carapace coming in here. The split push shield Abathur build. The last time I saw this, it resulted in a monstrosity. I hope that's not the direction we're going.
I mean,
also he's dead, so...
Yep. And I was about to say, we're talking about Timeless here, who's known for extraordinary builds and extraordinary gameplay. Unfortunately, was taken down by Falstead at the very moment. And yeah, this is not looking good for RPG right now. They're so far behind in structures, so far behind in experience, and if the trend continues, the next tribute is going to spawn before RPG can even hope to get level 10. And as such, I think we're going to have a 100% guaranteed curse for Beyond the Game. So already now, with an Abathur in the mix, no Mule, RPG better brace for impact, because I think they're going to lose a lot more than just that.
Yeah, they're about to meet the boss here. The mines will be dropped down, and Sonya cleaning them up shows that this boss is, in fact, being done. Nothing that RPG can do about it, though. Level 10 disadvantage. The boss is just taken super quickly, thanks to that scatter arrow build Hanzo.
And you know, right now it looks like a Hero League game to me. It looks like a Hero League game in which one team is heavily outmatched and outdrafted. So Beyond the Game, they're just playing this super cool. They're playing this super well, and they play exactly like every team should, taking mercenary camps in between those tributes and even going for the boss when it is already 2-0 in terms of tribute score. So the distraction that RPG has to face in the top lane is so huge, yet they don't send a single hero there to defend. I think they may try to go for... Nope, they're also not going for an all-in fight. So, I mean, LLK, come on, you can't do that. That is just slug bullying up to this point.
He can and did. He is now, however, in a bit of a rough position. Stun 1. That was early. Does he have fly? No, he doesn't. If he had fly, that would have been the absolute perfect opportunity to fly away, because Uther burnt the stun so early.
You know what? That was worth it, though. I think if I was LLK, I would be like, you know what? Worth it. I killed the Slugger. I bought enough time for the Curse to actually come into action. We destroyed the bottom. We're about to destroy the middle as well. And now Lai is trying to do the exact same thing. Spinning and winning and healing and leeching.
And down goes Garrosh and BTG. A 2.5 level lead in their favor as level 10 is finally hit by RPG. And the final fort of RPG, though, is about to fall to the minions here. 619 getting turned on, though. Here's the clone. I'm in the dead. Dragon Blade double stun. 619 tank is through it. LLK with a turnaround. 619 moving forward, trying to get the Genji. The Dragon Blade with the Divine Shield is used, but the Divine Shield expires. Dragon Blade is gone. Whirlwind as they push through. Nice kill by LLK and dancing once again.
Trying to lock them down with a mighty gust. Here comes the Howling Blast as well. Look at the roots. The CC chain is real and they kick Uther out of his socks, and fantastically done. No more Paladin here. A last second kill just before the curse was lifted. Fantastic performance by Beyond the Game. They need to support 619 now, who's currently in a sticky situation. But here come reinforcements, and Sa is about to fall as well. Beyond the Game, go easy here. That is just looking like, you know, very unsatisfying manner for RPG. I don't even know how they were supposed to come back from this.
619 with the bait. Yakasha there getting another boss and the kill on Genji. Like you said, they're going to begin pushing in. The good news is lane pressure isn't as big of a deal for the RPG composition. The network carapace actually is great for holding lanes. This is the advantage of the build that Abathur has gone for. The problem is they might lose the game. It might not matter about lane push if they just get pushed in with this boss. The keep begins to take pressure.
To be honest, this could be the end right here, right now. They need to make something happen. Timeless pulling up the Genji copy, going into the thick of things. The Deflect is huge, more damage coming in. The real Genji's in the backline as well.
With real Genji trying to duel his brother, fighting in the boss pit. Point blank Dragon Arrow for the kill. Boss on the keep. It's gonna get taken down. They're sticking with a big old disengage as he gets targeted. A nice Tor Warlord's challenge, but the damage is just too high. See, barely surviving, but not for long enough. It's a 1-for-1, though, in that particular fight with Genji dying earlier. It is a problem as the boss has moved onto the core. Genji's back in 2 seconds. Last-ditch effort. Abathur moves on to Chicken for the attempt. Dragon Blade is used. Last chance for RPG to hold the game. Boss is down. Arthas is fully alive here as they turn it around, but that is it. GG. And the damage was not enough for RPG. BTG take game number 1.
Beyond the Game simply being beyond their opponents in that one. They outscaled